Across the globe, you can't drive very far without seeing a farm, a reminder of the fantastic land resources that fuel our global economy. And while you may think of only farmers when you hear the word agribusiness, this term includes so much more.
When I think of agribusiness, I would define it as all the steps that are involved in getting an agricultural good to market. Agribusiness first begins with production, but then the other steps involve processing. We've also got companies that are involved in the crop protection business side. And then, of course, we've got the supply chain involved. We also have businesses that support agribusiness. So it's production right through to processing and then through to distribution, including all the ancillary businesses that are involved in it. You know, financial, labor, marketing, that kind of thing.
Agribusiness has a massive economic, social, and environmental footprint. Its importance can be seen in every sector, from economy to education and environment. So it's no surprise that with this immense influence comes some substantial challenges.
We're seeing some significant opportunities here in Canada in the ag tech space across the spectrum, really addressing a handful of different problems. You know, the base problem is that we've got a growing population globally and we can't make more farmland. So we have to find a way to continue feeding the world. And on top of that, you know, we also need to do our role in helping combat climate change. So not only do we have to increase yields on the farm, we need to start doing it in a way that's reducing the overall use of inputs to create a crop. But then as you go further along the agribusiness supply chain, we got to find a way to reduce waste and make sure that we're continuing to supply the world with food as efficiently as possible. It's a huge challenge we have, but it's opening up seams in a whole bunch of different spectrums in the agribusiness space and ag innovation space, where we think we can create globally leading technology companies in ag tech right here in Saskatchewan. There's few causes more noble than trying to take on challenges to feed the world and take on challenges to reduce the impact of global warming. And ag tech really fits right in the center of that Venn diagram, and we think that's really exciting for young and ambitious people who want to build the future. What we're really trying to do is get that message out to a lot of the rural areas across Canada, because those are the best founders. The founders who grew up on a farm, who grew up understanding how agriculture works, those are the ones that we think have this build-it-yourself mentality that really creates these exciting, globally successful companies. And we need to do a better job of finding them and bringing them into the world of ag tech.
Known as an agricultural powerhouse, Regina, Saskatchewan has all of the ingredients to feed and fuel the world.
There seems to be a disconnect between urban and rural, and from the inception of our city as an agricultural supplies outpost, we exist in order to serve the agricultural community. It's something that the city of Regina needs to own a little bit more of, to understand its role to play in that urban-rural connection, and how, while it's grown out in the rural communities around us, what can happen within the city is the agribusiness. It is the manufacturing and the processing of that product that can take it to the market. We have a genuine sense that we produce enough to feed the world when we know there's a coming food shortage. Looking out to 2050, it's already been predicted. We've done it in the past, it is our history, and it's really about owning our future right now. We are literally in the center of Canadian farmland. We are called the breadbasket of the world, in fact, and have been for quite some time. We have the world's best producers in and around us, and an unparalleled access to inputs for food production, for food ingredients to ship to the world. We have a young, educated, and loyal workforce. We have educational institutions doing cutting-edge research on agricultural processes and products. We have world-class transportation and logistics infrastructure in and around our city to get our products to market. We have one of Canada's largest Indigenous populations, and we see the opportunity to create and embark upon a partnership for economic reconciliation focused in and around Indigenous agriculture.
Today in 2022, Cows is First Nation. We are into grain farming and livestock. We farm 5,000 acres of canola, oats, barley. We also have 130 head of Angus cattle that we own and operate. Partnerships are needed in order for Cows to succeed in the agriculture industry. We have partnered with capacity building minds, individuals that are not from Cows, So those partnerships are really key. Also, we are making sure that we can transition out our helpers with the goal of having Cowsys lead this. There are many open minds to help us get to where we are today.
Agriculture has always looked to innovation to help us adapt and grow. And when you now add entrepreneurs, scientists, and really technologically savvy farmers to that list, we think we're the absolute test bed for agricultural processing, for agricultural production, and for agricultural technology.
I know that we can feed the world, and we need to be, absolutely focused on that. It's always been a calling for Saskatchewan, but it's now more important than ever when we see what's going on around the world, where in fact we're seeing food insecurity becoming more of a challenge, and we're absolutely committed in Saskatchewan to making doing our part to making the world more food secure.
We say that here in the province that we are food, fuel, and fertilizer, but we're also the future, frankly. We're the future not just for ourselves and our province, but for the country and the world.
Visit economicdevelopmentregina.com today.